Welcome to another episode of Explaining the Joke, the video series where I take all the joy out of jokes by talking about it in detail. I think there are mainly two types of comedy people. Comedians. Comedians equals comedy people. I can just say comedians. So I think there are two types of comedians. There's those that almost completely write their fully realized joke before they even say it, and those that go to open mics or mics and write their jokes by talking it out with a live audience. I'm not sure if you can guess, but I'm the type that prepares for things and writes it almost completely out. This is a little bit of a generalization, but I've noticed that the types of people who generally write it all out before they perform it are usually introverted, shy, they're writing based, versus the types that write it out on stage, they're usually more performance based. They're great performers, expressive, usually extroverts. So everyone has a different process when they write a new joke. I've had other comics tell me that my process is psychotic. Psychotic, yeah, because I know things like how I speak at around 155 words a minute on stage, 165 words if I'm nervous, 170 words per minute if there's a lot of people who are doing this. They look unhappy. They don't like my jokes. And I'll write my jokes out word for word. Everything I say, exactly how I say it. I'll even write out the actions. When I'll smile, if I have to move to a certain part of the stage. I'm mental, okay? Nothing is natural. And that's why it takes so long to get my jokes to the part where people like it, because I have to be so comfortable with the joke that it looks natural. If I'm still in the process of memorizing and trying to act natural while remembering the words, I can't do it, and it just seems very stage-like. I sometimes even write when my voice needs to go higher. I don't know why. Okay, so now let's get into it. The specifics, the steps on how I write. It all starts with a premise, and usually the premises come when I'm just going for a stroll or a walk somewhere, going to get groceries, and a premise will come up in my head, and I'll just dictate it quickly into my phone. I'll take a note, and I just build up premises over time this way. Eventually, when I have enough premises to work on, I'll schedule a date, which is pretty much every day. So every day I will go to a coffee shop and I'll kind of work out the jokes from the premises I have. Okay, so after I've written the whole joke out, I'll quickly bounce and workshop, get a quick test if it's even worth it to write by bouncing the ideas off like another comic that I respect. So they'll tell me if they see there's promise in the premise, or if they find it remotely funny. And if they do, that's encouraging. I'll try to flesh it out completely at the stage. Once I have the whole joke written out, I'll look it over and I will be merciless at editing it down. I do this trick I read somewhere where you imaginary pay yourself $20 for every word you can subtract. And then when you look through your joke, you're merciless because you want to make that money. Yeah. Yeah. You want to make that money, right? So you cut out as many jokes as you can, or not as many jokes. You want jokes in there. You want to keep jokes in there. You take out as many unnecessary words as you can because you want to make that fake money. So I'll look over what I've written and I'll be like, okay, premises, the setup. that has to be as short as possible, as efficiently worded as possible. You want to keep the setup short because it's not funny. It's just setting you up for the funny part. The funny part can be a little bit longer. Maybe you can have some unnecessary words if you feel like it helps with the rhythm or the pacing, or you just want to mix up things. But the setup, keep it short. Keep it as few words as you can, because it's not funny. So I'll look at all the premises. Is it as short as possible? Okay, yeah. Then I'll look at the joke parts, and I'll try to think of as many ways as I can to add tags. Where else can I take it? This is the part where you take a good joke and make it one of your A-level jokes, because your first thoughts are thoughts that everyone has, right? But when you're trying to add new tags to it and taking it to new places, you go deeper and further away from what the regular person's thinking. And hopefully you can still find a truth in there where they'll have agreement and agree with you, but they never had thought of that themselves. And this is the stage where it's like, it gets really fun because you can go to really interesting spots. And those are the things that end up being the memorable parts of your joke. The joke's complete. So now the next part is like, I will set up my laptop and I'll webcam and record myself performing it. So this will help me see it from the audience's perspective. And it's so hard. Everyone knows it's hard to watch themselves. It's especially when you know the jokes and the punchlines because you wrote it. All right, so I'm watching myself and I know where it's going. If I don't cringe watching the joke, then I know it's a keeper. Like if I can even smile, if I make myself smile even, oh, that has a great chance. Rewrite, watch, rewrite, watch. This goes on for a while until I'm pretty set. This is it. This is the joke now. Only then do I usually take it to a booked show and then perform my set. And this is how my process helps me skip working it on stage at an open mic. To me, the open mics are a little bit too painful, so I kind of I feel like this is efficient. You know, I can do it at home. I can watch myself. I don't have to travel to somewhere. I don't have to wait 2 hours before I go up. And then at the booked show, I'll perform it. And I feel like if it does well 3 times in a row, then it's set. I'm good. All right, that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. This is my writing process. I hope you can get something out of it. Thanks.